Most buyers have no idea what's happening in the rifle market right now, and that mistake could cost them hundreds. In 2026, some of the best rifles on the market are quietly selling for prices that would have sounded impossible just a few years ago. Proven workhorses, underrated sleepers, and serious performers are sitting on shelves while most people chase hype and overpay for the wrong names. Some of these rifles are so good at their current price, seasoned shooters are buying backups before the market changes again. Others deliver performance that embarrasses guns costing twice as much. Whether you want a rugged hunting rifle, a dependable range setup, a tactical platform, or the smartest value for your money, this countdown matters. We ranked 15 rifles that stand above the rest right now, and by the time we hit number 1, you may completely rethink your next purchase. Let's begin. Starting off with number 15. Ruger 1022 Tactical earns its place on this list immediately because few rifles in 2026 deliver more real-world value, versatility, and long-term usefulness for the money. When people talk about smart rifle purchases instead of hype buys, this is exactly the kind of platform they mean. Built on one of the most trusted rimfire actions ever made, the tactical version upgrades the legendary 1022 formula with a more modern and practical setup that appeals to both first-time buyers and experienced shooters. It typically comes with a 16.12-inch cold hammer forged barrel, an overall length around 34 inches, depending on stock configuration, and a manageable weight close to 5 pounds, making it light enough for younger shooters, easy to carry in the field, and comfortable for long-range sessions. The threaded muzzle is one of the biggest reasons this version stands out, allowing quick attachment of muzzle devices or suppressor-ready setups where legal, something many buyers now actively look for. Inside, the famous 10-round flush-fit rotary magazine remains one of the smoothest and most dependable magazine systems in the rimfire world, feeding consistently while staying compact and snag-free. That reliability matters because a rifle only becomes valuable when it actually runs, and the 1022 has decades of proof behind it. Another major reason this rifle belongs in a best value ranking is operating cost. With centerfire ammunition still expensive compared to rimfire, the .22 LR chambering allows owners to train more, shoot longer, and build fundamentals without draining their wallet. That means more trigger time, better marksmanship, and more enjoyment for every dollar spent. Accuracy is another strength. The heavier barrel profile used on many tactical models helps maintain tighter groups during extended shooting sessions compared to thinner sporter barrels, while the drilled and tapped receiver makes optic mounting easy. Add a red dot or lightweight scope and this rifle becomes an outstanding trainer, pest control tool, or backyard steel challenge setup where legal. The trigger from the factory is serviceable, but not perfect, often around 5.5 to 6 pounds, which is one of the few downsides, yet upgrades are cheap and widely available. In fact, aftermarket support may be unmatched in the rimfire category. Stocks, chassis systems, BX triggers, extended magazine releases, charging handles, barrels, rails, and custom internals are everywhere, meaning the rifle can evolve with the owner over time. Want a compact backpack rifle, precision trainer, tactical plinker, or lightweight field gun? The 1022 can become all of them. Current 2026 street prices usually range from around $320 to $450 depending on finish, stock type, included rail, and regional demand, with used examples often selling for less. That pricing makes it one of the safest buys in the market because even years later, it still holds utility and resale appeal. Many expensive rifle owners still keep a Ruger 1022 Tactical nearby for one reason: it always has a job. When a rifle stays useful for decades, costs little to feed, runs reliably, upgrades easily, and fits nearly every shooter skill level, it absolutely deserves a place on this list. Let's roll in with number 14. Savage Axis II earns its place on this list because it represents exactly what smart buyers are searching for in 2026, a rifle that delivers real-world performance far above its asking price. At a time when many shooters are tired of paying premium money for minor upgrades, the Axis II stands out as one of the clearest examples of value done right. Savage took the original Axis platform, listened to years of owner feedback, and improved the areas that mattered most. The result is a dependable bolt-action rifle that feels far more refined than its budget category suggests. One of the biggest reasons this rifle appears in a best value ranking is the AccuTrigger system, a feature that many rifles in this price range simply cannot match.
It gives shooters a lighter, cleaner, more predictable break with added safety design, helping improve confidence and consistency whether you are shooting from a bench or taking a careful shot in the field. Most factory triggers at this price feel heavy or rough, but the Axis II gives you something noticeably better right out of the box. The bolt operation is smoother than the first generation, cycling with less drag and making follow-up shots faster and easier. Depending on caliber, most models feature a 22-inch barrel, while compact versions can run shorter, with an overall length around 42 to 43 inches and weight often landing near 6.3 to 6.8 pounds. That lightweight profile makes it easy to carry through woods, fields, or hills during long hunting days without feeling like dead weight on your shoulder. It is offered in popular chamberings such as .243 Winchester, .270 Winchester, .308 Winchester, 6.5 Creedmoor, and others, giving buyers flexibility based on their needs. Accuracy is another reason this rifle keeps showing up in buyer recommendations. Savage has built a strong reputation for barrel quality, and many Axis II rifles are capable of sub-MOA groups with the right ammunition and shooter input. That means real precision at 100 yards and beyond from a rifle often priced dramatically lower than competitors. Current market pricing usually lands around $350 to $500 new, depending on model, finish, caliber, and whether it includes an optic package, while used examples can sometimes be found for even less. That makes it one of the easiest rifles to recommend for first-time buyers who need maximum return on investment. The synthetic stock is practical, weather-resistant, and low maintenance, though it is not the most premium-feeling component. Some shooters may eventually upgrade stocks or optics, but that is part of the appeal. You can start affordable and improve over time. The detachable magazine adds convenience for loading and unloading, and the drilled receiver makes scope mounting simple. It may not be flashy, tactical, or luxury grade, but none of that changes what matters most. The Savage Axis II shoots well, handles well, carries easily, and costs far less than many rifles it can compete with on target. In a market where buyers want dependable rifles without regret, the Axis II absolutely deserves a place on this countdown. To get things moving, number 13. Palmetto State Armory PA-15 proves exactly why this rifle belongs on a list built around the smartest value buys in 2026. Because few firearms have done more to change the market for everyday shooters. PSA forced the industry to accept that an affordable AR-15 could still be reliable, functional, and worth owning. And the PA-15 remains one of the clearest examples of getting serious performance without paying premium brand prices. In a market where many rifles still ask too much for basic features, the PA-15 continues to give buyers a realistic path into the AR platform with pricing that often lands between $450 and $700 depending on configuration, while sale models can drop even lower. That matters because this is not a stripped-down novelty rifle. Most versions come with forged 7075-T6 aluminum upper and lower receivers, a 16-inch barrel, fall, common 1-to-7 or 1-to-8 twist rates, and an overall length around 32 to 35 inches, depending on stock position. Weight usually sits near 6.5 pounds, making it light enough to move quickly while still steady enough for range use. Chambered in 5.56 NATO, it also allows shooters to run .223 Remington, giving owners flexible and widely available ammunition choices. One of the biggest reasons this rifle ranks so well is long-term ownership cost. STANAG magazines are cheap, spare parts are everywhere, and nearly every gunsmith in America understands the AR system. If something wears out years later, replacement is simple instead of expensive. That alone makes it smarter than many proprietary platforms. The direct impingement system is proven, soft shooting, and easy to tune with common aftermarket parts. Maintenance is straightforward, and the rifle can be cleaned quickly with minimal tools. Many models now include free-float M-LOK handguards, allowing lights, grips, slings, bipods, or optics accessories without forcing the buyer into upgrades immediately. The flat-top receiver makes optic mounting simple, whether you want a red dot, magnifier, LPVO, or irons. Accuracy is another pleasant surprise. While no one expects a budget rifle to dominate match circuits, many PA-15 rifles are capable of 1.5 to 2 MOA groups with decent ammunition, more than enough for range work, training, defensive use, and practical field shooting. Recoil is light, controls are familiar, and the learning curve is low, making it excellent for first-time rifle owners. Of course, there are trade-offs. The trigger is usually mil-spec and heavier than premium units. Finishes may show tool marks, and quality can vary slightly between production runs compared to boutique brands. But those complaints become smaller when you remember the price gap between this rifle and many competitors. This is exactly why the PA-15 earns a spot in a value-focused countdown. It gives buyers the AR experience, dependable function, upgrade freedom, affordable ownership, and practical real-world performance without draining the wallet. In 2026, when smart shooters care more about performance per dollar than roll marks on the lower receiver, the Palmetto State Armory PA-15 remains one of the most logical rifle purchases on the market. Setting the tone early, number 12. Tikka T3x earns a spot on this list because it is one of the clearest examples of a rifle that delivers premium performance without forcing buyers into premium pricing. And in a market where shooters are chasing the best value possible in 2026, that matters more than ever. This is the rifle that surprises people the moment they pick it up and cycle the action for the first time. The bolt travel is famously smooth, almost glass-like, with a clean 70-degree throw that gives excellent scope clearance and fast follow-up shots. Many shooters compare it to rifles costing hundreds more, which is exactly why it belongs in a value-driven ranking like this. Tikka built the T3x in Finland with a reputation for precision manufacturing, tight tolerances, and consistent quality control, and those details show immediately when the rifle is in your hands. Depending on caliber and trim level, overall length usually runs around 42 to 44 inches. Barrel lengths commonly range from 20 to 24 inches, and weight often falls between 6.4 and 7.3 pounds, making it light enough to carry in the field while still steady enough for supported bench shooting. That balance is one of the biggest reasons hunters and range shooters both love it. The cold hammer forged barrel is another standout feature, built for long service life, repeatable accuracy, and strong consistency across different factory loads. Out of the box, many T3x rifles are capable of sub-MOA groups with quality ammunition, and it is not uncommon for owners to report impressive results with minimal tuning. The single-stage trigger is crisp, adjustable, and far better than what many competitors offer at similar price points. Instead of spending money immediately on aftermarket upgrades, many owners leave the trigger stock because it already performs at a high level. The synthetic stock versions include improved grip texture, better recoil pad design, and a more rigid feel than older generations. while modular grip options allow shooters to tailor ergonomics to personal preference. Recoil management is also solid, especially in .243, .270, and 6.5 Creedmoor chamberings. Though lighter rifle weight means harder kicking calibers like .308 can feel sharper than heavier platforms. Magazine quality is excellent, though proprietary magazines can be expensive compared with common detachable box systems, which is one of the few complaints regularly mentioned. Another minor drawback is that some buyers may want a more tactical factory stock, meaning they eventually upgrade into chassis systems. Still, aftermarket support continues to grow. Current 2026 market pricing often places used T3X rifles around $550 to $750, depending on condition and caliber, while new examples frequently land between $850 and $1,150, depending on model. That pricing is exactly why this rifle keeps showing up in serious buying discussions. It gives shooters refined bolt operation, trusted reliability, real-world accuracy, lightweight field handling, and long-term resale strength without entering custom rifle territory. In short, the Tikka T3x appears on this list because it offers the kind of quality that usually costs much more, making it one of the smartest rifle purchases available right now. We start this breakdown with number 11, SIG Sauer M400 Tread. Immediately earns its place on a list built around real value because it gives buyers something many cheaper AR rifles cannot: a true step up in overall quality without jumping into premium custom gun pricing. In a market full of entry-level rifles that often need upgraded triggers, handguards, controls, or internal parts right after purchase, the M400 Tread arrives feeling complete from day one. Built around forged aluminum upper and lower receivers, this rifle typically features a 16-inch stainless steel barrel that offers strong corrosion resistance, solid heat management, and long-term durability, while the overall length usually lands around 35 to 38 inches depending on stock position. Weight is commonly in the low 7-pound range, making it light enough to carry through long-range sessions or outdoor use without feeling toy-like or front-heavy. One of the biggest reasons experienced shooters respect the Tread is its mid-length gas system, which generally creates a smoother recoil impulse than many budget carbines using shorter gas setups. That means softer cycling, less violent bolt movement, reduced wear over time, and faster follow-up shots when compared with rougher entry-level builds. The free-float M-Lock handguard adds real-world value too, giving users better barrel isolation for improved consistency, while also allowing easy mounting of lights, grips, slings, and accessories without bulky rails everywhere. Controls feel tighter and more refined than bargain rifles, and the factory trigger is usually cleaner than standard mil-spec units, with a shorter reset that helps practical accuracy and faster cadence. The adjustable stock gives flexibility for different shooters and gear setups, while the full-length top rail makes optics installation simple. In terms of reliability, the M400 Tread has built a strong reputation among owners who wanted a dependable rifle that runs well out of the box rather than becoming a project gun. That is exactly why it belongs in a value-focused countdown. Value is not just the cheapest price tag. Value is what saves money later by avoiding constant upgrades, frustration, and replacement parts. Current market pricing often places used examples around the mid-600 range to low 700 range, while new models can vary higher depending on configuration and demand. At those numbers, many buyers see the Tread as a smarter, long-term purchase than buying a cheaper rifle and then spending hundreds to fix what it lacked. Of course, no rifle is perfect. Some users mention proprietary components in certain generations and a price point above bare-bones competitors, but those trade-offs often make sense once you feel the fit, cycling smoothness, and overall finish quality in person. For shooters who want an AR platform rifle that feels noticeably better than starter-tier options, performs reliably, holds resale value, and requires fewer compromises, the SIG Sauer M400 Tread stands out fast and proves why paying a little more upfront can actually be the better deal. Breaking into the list at number 10, Mossberg Patriot lands on this list because it represents exactly what smart rifle buyers are chasing right now in 2026. Practical performance, dependable field use, and a price that still feels realistic in a market where many rifles have become unnecessarily expensive. This is the kind of rifle that does not rely on hype, flashy branding, or premium pricing to earn attention. Instead, it wins with simple value. For hunters, new rifle owners, and anyone wanting a reliable bolt action without overspending, the Patriot checks more boxes than many rifles costing much more. Most standard models feature a 22-inch barrel for common calibers, while Magnum variants often use a 24-inch barrel to maximize velocity. Overall length usually falls around 42 to 44 inches depending on chambering, and weight often stays in the 6.5 to 7.5 pound range, making it light enough to carry through woods, hills, and long hunting days without becoming a burden. That lighter profile is one of the biggest reasons people keep recommending it. When you are covering miles in the field, every pound matters. The Patriot uses a fluted bolt design that not only reduces a bit of weight, but also gives the action a more modern appearance and smoother cycling feel. It features a push-feed bolt system with twin locking lugs and a recessed crown barrel designed to help protect accuracy at the muzzle. Many shooters also appreciate the LBA adjustable trigger system, which allows a cleaner and lighter pull than many entry-level factory triggers. That matters because trigger quality directly affects practical accuracy, especially for newer shooters trying to build confidence. Out of the box, many Patriot rifles are capable of strong hunting accuracy with factory ammunition, often grouping around 1 inch at 100 yards with the right load. Another major reason this rifle belongs in a best value ranking is package availability. Mossberg frequently offers scoped combos that include mounted optics, saving buyers time and extra expense. For first-time rifle owners, that means less guesswork and a faster path to the range or hunting field. Chambering options are broad as well, including .243 Winchester, .270 Winchester, .308 Winchester, 6.5 Creedmoor, and more, giving buyers flexibility for deer, hogs, predators, and general field use. The stock design is straightforward and practical, usually synthetic for weather resistance, with some laminate or walnut variants for shooters wanting a more classic look. Downsides do exist. The stock can feel basic compared to premium rifles, and the action may not feel as refined as higher-end European bolt guns. But at this price level, those trade-offs are expected and often forgiven once shooters see how well it performs. Current street prices usually range from around $400 to $550, depending on trim level, optics package, and caliber, with used examples sometimes found for less. That pricing is exactly why the Patriot earns its place here. It gives buyers the core things that matter most: useful accuracy, manageable weight, proven reliability, practical features, and honest affordability. In a market full of rifles trying to be luxurious, the Mossberg Patriot succeeds by being smart, useful, and ready to work. Down at the base of the list, number 9, Winchester XPR. Not every rifle in a best value countdown needs flashy marketing or social media hype, and that is exactly why the Winchester XPR earns a strong place on this list. In a market where many buyers overpay for brand image or extra features they may never use, the XPR stands out by focusing on what actually matters most in 2026:
reliability, practical accuracy, strong build quality, and a price that still feels realistic for everyday shooters. Built by one of the most recognized names in American firearms history, the XPR gives buyers the confidence of a trusted badge, while delivering modern performance at a cost that often undercuts more talked-about competitors. Current street prices commonly land in the $500 to $700 range, depending on caliber, finish, optic package, and stock configuration, with used examples sometimes dipping lower, making it one of the smarter bolt-action buys available right now. The rifle typically features a 22-inch barrel in standard chamberings, while Magnum versions often stretch to 24 inches for added velocity, and overall length usually falls around 42 to 44 inches depending on model. Weight is manageable as well, commonly around 6 pounds 12 ounces to just over 7 pounds, which makes it light enough for long hunting days without feeling too thin or unstable on the bench. One of the XPR's most underrated strengths is its bolt design. The smooth cycling action uses a robust multi-lug rotating bolt head that locks up securely and runs cleaner than many budget rifles in the same class. Fast follow-up shots feel natural, and extraction is dependable even after extended field use. The trigger system is another reason this rifle belongs in a value-focused ranking. Winchester's MOA trigger offers a crisp break with minimal creep, giving shooters better shot control than many factory triggers found at similar prices. That matters in the real world because clean trigger breaks translate directly into tighter groups and more confidence in the field. Accuracy is where the XPR quietly wins respect. Many owners report sub-MOA performance with the right ammunition, especially in popular calibers like .243, .270, .308, and 6.5 Creedmoor. Free-floating barrel design and solid bedding help maintain consistency, while the synthetic stock resists weather, moisture, and rough handling. It is not a showpiece rifle built to impress people at the gun counter. It is built to ride in trucks, cross fences, sit in blinds, and still deliver when the shot finally comes. The pros are easy to understand. Trusted brand heritage, dependable action, good trigger, practical weight, field-ready durability, and excellent price-to-performance value. The cons are mostly cosmetic. It lacks the premium wood stocks or high-end finishes some buyers want, and aftermarket support is not as deep as certain competing platforms. But for shooters who care more about results than appearances, those are minor trade-offs. That is the real reason the Winchester XPR appears on this list. It represents the kind of rifle smart buyers look for in 2026. Affordable, proven, accurate, simple to own, and ready to work without draining the wallet. In a market full of overpriced noise, the XPR keeps doing what value rifles are supposed to do. Launching the list with number 8. Henry Long Ranger earns a place on this list because it delivers something very few rifles manage to do well in today's market. It combines the timeless appeal of a classic lever gun with the practical performance modern buyers expect in 2026. While many rifles in this price range follow the same bolt-action formula, the Long Ranger stands out immediately by offering faster follow-up shots, sleek traditional styling, and stronger long-range capability than most people expect from a lever platform. This is exactly why it fits a best value rifle countdown. It gives buyers a unique shooting experience without sacrificing real-world usefulness. Built with an aircraft-grade aluminum receiver and a hard anodized finish, the rifle keeps weight manageable while maintaining solid durability. Most versions come with a 20-inch free-floated barrel, helping improve consistency and accuracy, while overall length lands around 40.5 inches depending on caliber.
Weight usually stays near 7 pounds, making it light enough for field carry, but still substantial enough to shoot comfortably from a bench or hunting blind. Chamberings such as .223 Remington, .243 Winchester, .308 Winchester, and 6.5 Creedmoor give buyers flexibility for everything from predators and varmints to deer and medium game. One of the biggest reasons the Long Ranger appears in this ranking is the magazine system. Instead of the traditional tube magazine found on many lever guns, Henry uses a detachable box magazine, typically holding 4 rounds depending on caliber. That means shooters can safely run pointed bullets for better ballistic performance at distance, something tube-fed lever guns usually avoid. This single design change transforms the rifle from nostalgic woods gun into a serious modern hunting option. The geared action and transfer bar safety system also help provide smoother operation and safer handling. Many owners praise the surprisingly crisp trigger and solid lockup, both of which help practical accuracy. With quality ammunition, many shooters report excellent groups at 100 yards, and the rifle remains effective far beyond the ranges normally associated with lever actions. Recoil in .308 is firm but manageable, thanks to the straight stock geometry and balanced weight distribution. The walnut furniture and clean lines give it premium curb appeal that many polymer rifles simply cannot match. On the downside, aftermarket support is not as massive as popular bolt guns. Reload speed is still slower than semi-auto platforms, and prices are higher than budget hunting rifles. But that misses the point of why this rifle matters. The Henry Long Ranger is not trying to be another cheap rifle in a crowded market. It gives buyers craftsmanship, character, practical hunting performance, and a different ownership experience that still works in the real world. Current market pricing often ranges from around $950 to $1,250, depending on caliber, finish, and condition, with used examples sometimes offering stronger value. For shooters tired of generic bolt guns and wanting something reliable, accurate, and memorable, the Henry Long Ranger absolutely deserves its place on this list. Setting the baseline at number 7, Rossi R95 Triple Black is exactly the kind of rifle that earns a place on a value-driven 2026 list because it delivers something many modern rifles do not: real character combined with practical performance at a price ordinary buyers can still reach. In a market filled with look-alike polymer rifles and expensive tactical builds, the R95 Triple Black instantly separates itself with a bold matte black finish, hardwood furniture with dark coating, large loop lever, threaded muzzle, and a rugged profile that feels both classic and modern the moment you pick it up. Built on Rossi's updated R95 platform, this lever gun improves on earlier generations with a stronger action, smoother cycling, better fitment, and improved reliability, making it far more than just a style piece. Chamberings commonly include .30-30 Winchester and .45-70 Government, giving buyers options for traditional deer hunting, brush gun use, ranch carry, or simply owning one of the most entertaining range rifles available today. Overall length is typically around 37 to 39 inches depending on caliber, with a 16.5-inch barrel that keeps the rifle compact, quick to shoulder, and easy to maneuver in trucks, blinds, cabins, or dense woods where long barrels become awkward. Weight lands around 6 to 7 pounds, which gives it enough mass to feel stable while still remaining comfortable to carry all day. The threaded barrel is one of the standout upgrades because many lever actions still ignore modern accessory demand, but this model allows muzzle devices or suppressor-ready setups where legal, giving buyers more flexibility than many competing traditional rifles. The enlarged lever loop adds glove-friendly handling and faster operation, while the top rail makes optic mounting easier for red dots or low-power scopes, something modern shooters increasingly want.
Another reason it belongs on this list is that it gives owners a different shooting experience from the endless sea of AR platforms and bolt guns. Running a lever rifle is engaging, mechanical, and satisfying in a way magazine-fed rifles often are not. It turns range days into something memorable. Strengths include compact size, strong visual appeal, practical hunting calibers, modern accessory readiness, and lower pricing than many premium lever-action competitors. Weaknesses include slower reload speed compared with detachable magazine rifles, heavier recoil in .45 to 70 versions, and a manual of arms that may require practice for new shooters. Current market pricing often falls around $850 to $1,050, depending on caliber and availability, which positions it as a compelling option when many competing lever guns climb much higher. That pricing matters because buyers are not just paying for looks. They are getting a functional field rifle with proven cartridge options, modern upgrades, and genuine fun factor. The Rossi R95 Triple Black appears in this ranking because it gives shooters something rare in 2026: personality, usefulness, strong value, and a rifle people actually get excited to own, shoot, and show off. Kicking things off at number 6, Smith Wesson MP15 Sport 2 earns its place on this list because it has long been one of the smartest value buys in the AR rifle world, especially for shooters who want dependable performance without paying premium brand prices. In a market full of flashy rifles loaded with marketing hype, the Sport 2 became popular the old-fashioned way, by working consistently, staying affordable, and giving owners a rifle they could trust right out of the box. Built around a forged 7075-T6 aluminum receiver set, this rifle uses a 16-inch barrel with a 1:9 twist rate that handles common 55-grain and 62-grain 5.56 loads very well, making it practical for range use, training, home defense setups, and recreational shooting. Overall length comes in around 35 inches with the stock extended, while weight stays near 5 pounds unloaded, giving it a balanced feel that is light enough for long sessions, yet stable enough for controlled follow-up shots. One of the biggest reasons this rifle became a bestseller is reliability. The direct impingement gas system cycles smoothly when properly maintained. The bolt carrier group has earned a strong reputation for durability, and thousands of owners have reported high round counts with minimal issues. That kind of real-world trust matters more than advertising claims. Smith Wesson also brought confidence through strong customer service and brand recognition, something many budget AR makers cannot match. Another major advantage is compatibility. Because the Sport 2 follows common mil-spec dimensions, owners can easily upgrade stocks, triggers, optics, handguards, charging handles, and grips without hunting for rare parts. That means a first-time buyer can start simple and slowly turn the rifle into a personalized setup over time. The traditional version includes an A2 style front sight base and polymer handguards, giving it the classic AR look while keeping cost down. Controls are familiar and intuitive, making it easy for new owners to learn manual of arms quickly. Accuracy is another reason it remains respected. With decent ammunition, many examples can produce tight groups at 100 yards that exceed what most casual shooters need. Recoil is mild, muzzle rise is manageable, and the rifle is easy to run fast with practice. Downsides do exist. The factory trigger is usable but not exceptional, often breaking heavier than premium aftermarket options, and the stock furniture feels basic compared to more expensive rifles. Still, those compromises are exactly why the price stays attractive. In 2026, Used models are commonly found around $320 to $400, while cleaner examples or upgraded versions may run $450 to $550, depending on market and accessories. That pricing is a big reason this rifle belongs on a best value list. For the cost of many entry-level handguns, buyers can own a proven full-size rifle with endless aftermarket support and a track record built over years. The MP15 Sport II is not here because it is trendy. It is here because it consistently gives buyers more rifle than they paid for, and that is what real value looks like. At the starting line, number 5, Aero Precision M5 earns its place on this list because it delivers something many buyers start looking for after spending time with standard 5.56 rifles: more range, more impact, and more versatility without giving up the familiar controls and fast follow-up capability of the AR platform. In a market where shooters want serious value, the M5 stands out as one of the smartest ways to step into a .308 semi-auto rifle without paying premium boutique prices. Built around the AR-10 pattern, the M5 gives users stronger downrange energy, better performance against wind at distance, and the kind of authority on target that 5.56 simply cannot match in the same way. Depending on configuration, most rifles feature a 16-inch, 18-inch, or 20-inch barrel, with the 18-inch setup often considered the sweet spot for balancing velocity, handling, and weight. Overall length commonly lands between roughly 34 and 40 inches, depending on stock position and barrel choice, while unloaded weight usually starts around 8.5 pounds and climbs higher once optics and accessories are installed. That extra mass is not always a downside, because it helps absorb recoil and keeps the rifle steadier during rapid strings. Aero Precision built its reputation through quality receiver sets, consistent machining tolerances, and parts that serious builders trust, and that reputation carries directly into the M5. The upper and lower receivers are typically forged 7075-T6 aluminum with clean fitment, strong lockup, and a refined feel that punches above the price category. Many models include free-float handguards with M-lock attachment slots, allowing lights, bipods, grips, or sling mounts without unnecessary bulk. The rifle commonly uses a mid-length or rifle-length gas system, depending on barrel size, helping smooth out recoil impulse and improve reliability. Accuracy is another reason this rifle appears on a value-focused ranking, because many owners report sub-MOA or near sub-MOA potential with quality match ammunition and a proper optic. That means one rifle can serve multiple roles, from long-range range work to hunting medium game to practical defensive use on rural property. Magazine compatibility is also a major advantage, with SR25 pattern magazines widely available from trusted brands like Magpul at reasonable prices. The downside is that the M5 is heavier than a standard AR-15. Ammunition costs more than 5.56, and AR-10 pattern rifles are not as universally standardized as AR-15s, so buyers should pay attention when choosing aftermarket parts. Even so, the performance-to-price ratio remains strong. In 2026, complete Aero Precision M5 rifles often sell in the neighborhood of $1,100 to $1,700, depending on barrel, furniture, and finish, while used examples can sometimes be found from around $850 to $1,250. That pricing matters because many competing .308 semi-autos cost significantly more without offering a major real-world advantage. If the title of this video is about rifles that truly give buyers strong value right now, the Aero Precision M5 belongs here because it bridges the gap between affordable ownership and serious rifle capability, giving shooters power, reach, modularity, and trusted build quality in one platform. The countdown begins at number 4. Ruger Mini 14. The Ruger Mini 14 earns its place on this list because it delivers one of the smartest value combinations in today's rifle market. Proven semi-auto performance, strong reliability, classic styling, and broad real-world usefulness without forcing buyers into the standard AR platform. In a market filled with look-alike rifles, the Mini 14 stands out immediately by offering practical firepower in a cleaner, more traditional ranch rifle format that many shooters still prefer. First introduced in the 1970s and continuously refined over the years, this rifle has built a loyal following among ranchers, outdoorsmen, homeowners, and collectors who want something dependable, familiar, and easy to live with. Chambered most commonly in 5.56 NATO and 223 Remington, the Mini 14 gives owners access to one of the most available centerfire cartridges on the market, helping keep long-term ownership costs manageable. Most modern models feature an overall length around 37.5 inches, an 18.5-inch cold hammer-forged barrel, and weight in the neighborhood of 6.5 to 7 pounds, depending on stock configuration, making it lighter and handier than many full-size rifles while still offering solid balance and control. One of the biggest reasons this rifle belongs in a best value ranking is its operating system. Instead of direct impingement, Ruger uses a fixed piston gas system inspired by classic military rifle designs. That means less carbon blown back into the receiver, cleaner operation over long sessions, and strong reliability in dust, mud, cold weather, or hard field use. For many buyers, especially those who do not enjoy frequent maintenance, that matters more than flashy marketing claims. Another advantage is handling. The Mini 14 shoulders quickly, points naturally, and feels familiar to shooters raised on wood-stocked rifles or traditional sporting guns. It transitions smoothly between truck gun duty, property defense, target shooting, predator control, and range fun. Accuracy on modern production rifles has improved significantly thanks to heavier tapered barrels that reduce the stringing issues older thin barrel models became known for. With quality ammunition, many shooters see practical 1.5 to 2 MOA performance, more than enough for most realistic uses. The rifle also wins points in states or areas where buyers prefer a lower profile appearance. It does not attract the same attention as black rifle platforms, which can be a major factor depending on location. Downsides do exist. Factory magazines cost more than common AR mags. Aftermarket support is smaller, optics mounting can require extra planning, and the trigger usually feels serviceable rather than match grade. But for buyers wanting a dependable rifle that looks classic, runs clean, and holds value well, those trade-offs are easy to accept. Current prices in 2026 generally range from around $900 to $1,250 new, depending on trim level, while used examples often appear between $650 and $900, creating real opportunity if you shop carefully. That is exactly why the Ruger Mini 14 appears on this list. It gives buyers proven semi-auto capability, timeless styling, practical reliability, and long-term usefulness in one package that still feels unique in a crowded market. The journey starts at number 3. CZ600 Alpha earns its place on this list because it delivers the kind of precision, build quality, and real-world value that buyers usually expect from rifles costing far more. In a market full of flashy names and inflated price tags, the CZ600 Alpha stands out as one of those rare rifles that feels underpriced the moment you handle it. Built by CZ, a company with over a century of firearms manufacturing experience, this rifle combines European engineering with practical features American shooters actually want. It was designed to be dependable in the field, accurate at the range, and affordable enough to compete directly with budget bolt guns, while offering a noticeably more refined experience.
Most versions feature a cold hammer-forged barrel in the 20 to 24-inch range, depending on caliber, an overall length around 40 to 44 inches, and a weight near 6.5 to 7.3 pounds, which gives it an excellent balance between portability and stability. That means it is light enough to carry during long hunting days, yet heavy enough to settle nicely on target when shooting from a rest. One of the biggest reasons this rifle made the list is accuracy. CZ backs many versions with a sub-MOA guarantee, something still uncommon at this price level. With quality factory ammunition, many shooters report tight groups at 100 yards that rival rifles costing hundreds more. The receiver and bolt system were engineered for smooth cycling, fast follow-up shots, and dependable lockup. The bolt throw feels controlled and efficient, making the rifle quick to run without feeling rough or loose. The trigger is another standout feature. It offers a clean break with minimal creep, giving shooters better consistency and confidence when taking careful shots. The Alpha stock uses a durable fiber-reinforced polymer construction built to handle weather, temperature swings, mud, and hard field use without the swelling or shifting that can affect traditional wood stocks. Its ergonomic shape gives a comfortable grip angle and stable shoulder mount, especially when shooting prone or from a blind. Another advantage is caliber variety, with common chamberings such as .223 Remington, .308 Winchester, and 6.5 Creedmoor, allowing buyers to choose anything from a lighter recoiling target rifle to a serious deer and long-range option. Current street prices often land around $650 to $850, depending on caliber, region, and package, making it highly competitive when compared with rifles that lack the same barrel quality or accuracy guarantee. The downsides are relatively minor. Because the platform is newer, aftermarket stocks, chassis systems, and accessories are not yet as widespread as the Remington 700 ecosystem. Some traditionalists also prefer wood stocks over polymer, but neither issue changes the fact that this rifle delivers where it matters most. The CZ600 Alpha appears on this list because it gives buyers premium-level performance, trusted manufacturing quality, modern materials, and genuine field-ready reliability at a price that still feels reasonable in 2026. For shooters who care about performance per dollar, it is one of the smartest bolt-action values available right now. Right at the bottom, number 2, Ruger American. Few rifles have earned a place on value rifle lists as consistently as the Ruger American, and that is exactly why it belongs in this countdown. When people talk about rifles that give buyers the most performance for the least money, this model is almost always part of the conversation. Ruger designed the American series to deliver real-world accuracy, dependable reliability, and broad caliber choices without forcing shooters into premium price territory. And in today's market, that combination matters more than ever. With an overall length that commonly ranges around 42 inches depending on barrel and caliber, and barrel lengths often offered in 18, 20, 22, or 24-inch configurations, the rifle gives buyers options for compact woods carry, balanced hunting setups, or longer-range field use. Weight usually lands between roughly 6 to 7 pounds, making it light enough for long days in the field without feeling too flimsy on the bench. One of the biggest reasons this rifle became a benchmark is the power bedding system, which uses integral bedding blocks to secure the receiver and help maintain barrel free float consistency. That design helps explain why so many owners report sub-MOA performance with the right ammunition. It is not marketing hype when a rifle in this price range can regularly punch tight groups at 100 yards. Another standout feature is the Ruger Marksman adjustable trigger, giving shooters a cleaner break than many competing rifles and allowing pull weight tuning without expensive gunsmith work. The 3-lug bolt with a short 70-degree throw cycles quickly and gives generous scope clearance, which is a major practical advantage when mounting larger optics. The detachable rotary or AI-style magazine options, depending on model, add flexibility, while the Tang safety remains intuitive and easy to operate under stress or in cold weather with gloves. In terms of appearance, it is more functional than flashy, but that no-nonsense styling is part of the appeal. Buyers are paying for performance, not cosmetic extras. The synthetic stock resists moisture, rough weather, and hard field use, making it ideal for hunters who actually use their rifles instead of babying them. Current pricing is a huge reason this rifle remains relevant. Standard models are often seen in the $450 to $650 range new, depending on caliber and trim package, while used examples can drop closer to $300 to $450. That pricing places it directly in the sweet spot for first-time buyers, backup rifle shoppers, and experienced hunters wanting another practical tool. The downsides are honest ones. The factory stock can feel basic compared to premium chassis systems, and some new bolts may feel slightly stiff until broken in. But neither issue changes the core fact that this rifle shoots far above its price class. That is why the Ruger American keeps appearing in rankings like this. It offers the kind of value buyers chase every year, but rarely find. Strong accuracy, trusted brand support, practical features, multiple caliber choices, lightweight carry, and a price that still feels reasonable in a market where many rifles no longer do.
And finally, at number 1, Howa 1500. If you know rifles, seeing the Howa 1500 near the top of a value-focused 2026 ranking should make perfect sense, because this rifle has spent years quietly outperforming louder and more expensive names, while staying overlooked by buyers who shop logos first. Built in Japan with a reputation for precise machining and strict quality control, the Howa 1500 is the kind of rifle serious shooters recommend after they've owned multiple platforms and learned what actually matters. Right away, the foundation stands out, with a forged steel receiver, one-piece bolt, dual locking lugs, solid extractor, and an integral recoil lug that adds strength and consistency under recoil. That robust action is one reason these rifles have earned respect for durability and long service life. The bolt travel feels smooth, locks up confidently, and gives the shooter the sense of a rifle built to work for decades instead of just look good in a catalog. Most common sporter versions carry a 22-inch barrel, while compact and heavy barrel variants are also widely available, with overall length often landing around 42 to 44 inches depending on caliber and stock setup. Weight usually ranges from roughly 7.2 to 8.8 pounds, giving it enough mass for steadier shooting while still remaining practical for hunting trips or range days. Another reason this rifle belongs on a list built around real value is barrel quality. Howa cold hammer forged barrels are known for consistency, long life, and strong out-of-box accuracy. Many owners report sub-MOA groups with quality factory ammunition, especially in proven chamberings like 308 Winchester, 6.5 Creedmoor, .223 Remington, and .243 Winchester. Then there is the HACT trigger system, one of the strongest factory triggers in this price range. It delivers a crisp, two-stage feel with a clean break that many rifles costing far more still fail to match. That means less money spent immediately chasing aftermarket upgrades. Stock options also help the Howa 1500 appeal to different buyers.
from classic walnut setups to synthetic hunting stocks and modern chassis packages. This flexibility lets one platform serve as a hunting rifle, target rifle, ranch rifle, or long-range starter build. The downsides are worth mentioning. It can be heavier than ultralight competitors, and it does not always receive the same shelf space or marketing attention as better-known American brands.
But for many experienced buyers, those are minor trade-offs compared to what you get.
In today's market, new Howa 1500 rifles commonly sell around $500 to $750 depending on caliber, barrel profile, optics package, and stock configuration, while used examples can often be found from about $400 to $600. That pricing is exactly why it appears in this countdown. You are getting premium-level machining, dependable reliability, excellent barrel quality, a strong trigger, and proven accuracy for money that often barely reaches mid-tier territory. In a market full of hype, the Howa 1500 remains one of the smartest rifles a practical buyer can bring home in 2026.
That's 15 rifles proving you don't need to spend a fortune to own something dependable, accurate, and worth bringing home. Some of these are trusted classics that keep earning respect, while others are hidden deals smart buyers are grabbing before prices shift again. The truth is, the best rifle is not always the most expensive one. It's the one that gives you the most performance for every dollar you spend. Now I want to hear from you. Which rifle on this list would you buy today? And which one do you think deserved a higher spot? Drop your pick in the comments because real buyers always bring the best insight. If you enjoyed this countdown, hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more honest rankings, smart buys, and rifles worth your attention in 2026.